Hello and welcome back to the biggest episode of the Bunch of Nuts podcast of the year. Cass, we have a monster show in store for us. Maui Invitational, just about to tip off here in an hour. Ohio State, Michigan. It doesn't get much bigger than this, man. You got a video to play, so I'm going to pass it to you.
Yeah, there's nothing bigger than the game. So before we get into this, we're about to get jacked up. Thank you, Sean Niger, on his YouTube. He's got about 2.79 subscribers. He made an excellent video for this week, and I'm going to play it right now.
Michigan defeats Ohio State 42-27. Finally.
From the first day you walk in that Woody, you prepare for this moment. From the first day you walk in that building, you prepare for right now. The number one job here as the head football coach at Ohio State and as the football players at Ohio State, our job is to beat the team up north. You play for the love of the game. It doesn't matter who's watching. This is what we do. This is what we breathe. This is what we live. We don't want to be anywhere else. Let's go.
This is the greatest rivalry in all of sport, not college football, all of sport.
Three things. Number one, the team that hits the hardest and the longest, the team that starts the fastest, and the team that's too smart to make mistakes.
Rely on each other. Love each other.
Ohio State wins. Oh, what a cat.
Let's go on an unbelievable run in November that they've never seen before across the country.
Galloping down the sidelines. Touchdown.
Let's go show them a November they've never seen before. A great team, week in and week out.
Stroud wide down the middle. Touchdown.
As hard as you've ever played. Everything you got.
Every dream we've had is alive. Don't let that team stand in the way.
We've been waiting for this for so long, man.
No more excuses this year.
This is going to be a war. It doesn't get any more big time than this.
Whew. I need a drink after that. That got me hyped, man. I'm ready to run through a freaking brick wall.
Yeah, me too. Me too. I have my hair is standing straight up on my arm, goosebumps flying, and it's only Monday.
I know.
Monday.
It's this time of year, it's magical. And like the people who live obviously in Ohio, I can also probably say people in Michigan feel like this is a magical time of year just to be in those two states. And that's the nicest thing I'll say about Michigan for the week. So, I mean, I hope.
Except for that news reporter from 1987 that I sent you on Messenger. You'll have to take a look at that.
Okay, I'll take a look in a
He's from Michigan. It'll make you laugh.
I'll take a look in a second. But yeah, it's here. And like this time of the year, Cass, like, you know, the Thanksgiving's getting ready to be served. We have different things on our minds though in Ohio. Usually, you know, this time of year, I'm looking to jump into a cold body of water. Not really feeling the urge this year. But that's okay. That has proven to have no effect on the game, the Mirror Lake jump. But Cass, man, I'm stoked. What are your, I mean, we could talk about Maryland, but I mean, there's not, like you said, there's not much to say. Survive in advance. Everyone else survived in advance last week. Ohio State, I think, did it by the best margin, even though it wasn't pretty. Everyone got the job done. I'm glad they used Dallin Hayden. He's a stud. That's all I really got to say.
Yeah, this game coming up Saturday. I mean, it was a nice win. Tough grind them out win. You know, found out Eichenberg's playing with two broken hands.
That's insane.
Lathan Ransom broke his thumb on the first play of the game. Still blocked the punt. Zach Harrison has been good all season, and it showed. This team finds ways to win and especially in November, and that's the most important thing. It's been ugly. We had 2 ugly wins in November. And with
You know what? I'd
Northwestern
rather have
and
ugly
Maryland.
wins than close losses, though. And
Yes. And the thing is you got that team up north coming in who also struggled, who has to find some of their offense this week against a very tough defense in Ohio State. Like this year, I mean, CJ Stroud said it the best. I mean, they've been licking their wounds for a year now. They're preparing for this game. They've been preparing it for a year to get that rematch. We could see, with or without Corum. I think Corum's going to play. I don't buy this bull crap that the offensive lineman said today that he may be out. I don't buy it.
I don't
really
buy that one bit.
I mean,
the linemen too, that's a classic thing where they as a group would collectively come together and like give you false info. I mean, like we were talking about this pregame. He's out there delivering turkeys. I know, like walking with his legs. He played 2 snaps in the second half. It's the game. We saw Bryce Young just, they hyped him up on whatever it needed to be against Tennessee. Didn't work, but they did do that. And like we thought he was out for the season the week before. The medical technology is so advanced. He's going to be out there no matter what. And like he has the Heisman on the line. Like Cass, I'm going to give you credit. You said the Heisman comes down to this game. You absolutely called it.
I wish Joel Klatt would give me credit.
You called it first on Bunch of Notes podcast. Like we have the proof, we have the tape. Hendon Hooker, unfortunately his Heisman campaign looks like it's done, but kudos to Hendon Hooker. He deserves an invite to New York.
His Heisman campaign ended when they lost to Georgia.
I disagree. I disagree.
I completely, because knowing what Corum and Stroud were about to have a collision course. That's why I thought Hendon Hooker lost his Heisman against Georgia, because the collision course that Corum and CJ Stroud were about to have.
Yeah, and now we're looking at. I mean, this.
He may not even go to New York. That's what's crappy about it.
I humbly ask, because the rankings don't come out till tomorrow. I humbly ask the college football committee, do America a favor. Swallow your pride for 1 week, and just put Georgia at number 3 for this week. I won't think anything less of you. No, everyone knows.
Nobody would.
You need to make this number 1, number 2 matchup. You do this every year for the SEC. If these were 2 SEC teams, it would be 1-2 in a heartbeat. This has to be 1-2. It just has to be. Like, please.
It won't be, though.
It won't be, but they should. If they want to do one thing right by the people, make this a 1-2 matchup for the people.
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy. And Big Noon Kickoff's going to be there. ESPN College Game Day is going to be there. I'll be there working for Fox. I mean, and Gus and Joel, whenever they're calling, it's going to be this. You have to make it 1 and 2, but they're not going to make it 1 and 2.
It's a real shame. It's a real shame because they have every right to do it too.
All eyes will be on this game. Like, I mean,
if this were a UFC fight, they would bump the 3rd and 2nd fighters up. Like, like how the UFC does that. Yeah. So that's what it is. It's not even a game. It's a fight. This is going to be a fight.
And the fact of the matter is too, the winner of this game plays Iowa.
Yeah.
Iowa's not losing to Nebraska. I'm sorry.
Well, they could. They very well could. Because if Iowa loses to Nebraska and Purdue wins, then it's Purdue.
Purdue did. Indiana beat Michigan State. The Big Ten, outside of Ohio State, Michigan, and Penn State, the Big Ten has just been a topsy-turvy ride, nightmare ride.
Speaking of Penn State, I gotta say, I feel so bad for them, and that's the only time I'll ever say this, just because their only 2 losses are to the top teams in the country, and obviously they weren't good losses. They did get pretty beaten in both of them. Yeah, they got smoked. Well, I wouldn't say we smoked them. Michigan smoked them. We were struggling.
We gave up a garbage touchdown against them.
We tossed them around when we wanted to.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say we smoked them, but when push came to shove, we picked them up.
We should have won by 3 scores instead of 2.
Yeah. I mean, it stinks for them. That's the only thing that I'll say. I think they're going to absolutely crush their bowl, though, whatever bowl they
Oh,
get.
they're going to a New Year's Six bowl game. I mean, they might go to the Rose Bowl if Ohio State, the loser of Ohio State, Michigan, squeaks into the playoffs.
Yeah.
But the way that USC played last week, I think it's TCU and USC's to lose.
I agree. And you know why I kind of feel like that too? Because this feels like a must win for Ohio State because I already started. I was at where is it? Beer Barrel. We're getting like lunch and stuff and watching the game. And it was close, obviously, the Maryland game. And I started mathematically doing those scenarios like, okay, if we lose to Michigan, like what are the ways we get in? And that's right then once you start doing those, if you lose, you're not going to get in. Like you just need to start like there's some years where like when we lost to Penn State and still got in by not winning the Big Ten, like we were like, oh, we're clearly in.
My opinion, and I think conference championships matter. We don't win this week, we don't deserve to go to the playoffs. That's just my opinion. But
you're not, if you can't win this, I agree. If you're not going to win this game, you're probably not a playoff team because this is bigger than a playoff atmosphere. You can make the argument. It is bigger than the playoff atmosphere. It's maybe not a national championship, but it's, I mean, you're not winning in, the Rose Bowl, the Sugar Bowl, the Fiesta Bowl if you can't win this game. You're just not.
No. I think Ohio State has the perfect opportunity right now because right now in the Woody as we speak, practice is over. I'm sure Ryan Day has told them to go chill out, but you got guys in there. And I'm going to throw a name out there. You got a guy in there right now that's probably a couple guys. I'll give two names. You got Travion Henderson and Jackson Smith and Jig. I'm actually going to name a few more than two. I'm sorry.
I bet you Marvin Harrison's on the jugs machine right now. Maybe Xavier Johnson's returning punts or something, fielding kicks.
Nobody's putting in work as much right now than Jackson Smith and Jigba, Travion Henderson, and Mayan Williams. Those three. That's just my opinion. But
I agree.
I asked Zach Smith today on his podcast if there was going to be a David Boston, Charles Woodson fight, and he said absolutely not because he doesn't see anybody. He doesn't see that attitude on Michigan. He said maybe Marvin Harrison, but but
I feel like if anyone on Ohio State's offense would fight, would probably be Travion Henderson because he's shown some fight in other games against big. Not that I'm saying he's aggressive. I'm just saying in some games you have seen him like push back and stuff, and he's a running back. He's a tough guy,
right.
Which brings me to another point. I feel bad because a lot of people are ripping on Travion Henderson, and maybe he's just I agree, maybe he's just not an every down back, but he showed in the Maryland game that he just needs to get in space. If we use him sparingly at running back and maybe more in the slot or something, I think he's still a great player. We just got to find out how to use him. I think it's honestly more the coaching staff than him because he's not. I don't think he's not seeing the holes. He's just not. Everyone sees it. Everyone knows it. Dallin Hayden was just, at will, 7 yards of pop, just straight. I mean, they weren't even doing anything crazy either. Ohio State, Maryland wasn't playing that bad. We were just getting 5-7 yards of pop. Travion, just get that man in space. Maybe honestly, let him return a kick this weekend. Cause I think if we put him back there and dedicate him to kick returning,
we found our kick returner, and that's Xavier Johnson.
I mean, I'm very happy with him as well.
I mean, I look at it this way. We're on the offensive side of the ball. We might as well preview Ohio State versus Michigan on the offensive side of the ball right now. I think, Michigan is just like Ohio State. They're a lead up front, and they got pretty solid linebackers. But they haven't faced an offensive line. They got pushed around by Illinois.
They did
this past week. Granted, you could be, we know who we're playing next week, blah, blah, blah. But I've said this all along. If Ohio State can start fast when they want to, if Ohio State starts fast this week, this game could be over quickly. Just because, as good as Michigan's defense can be, they haven't played an explosive offense like Ohio State. And it's going to be interesting to see Ohio State's game plan. I think I'm not keying on position group. I think this is going to be the offensive explosion that we've been waiting for all season. I think Ryan Day has something cooked up for Michigan just for this week. You got to think, this is, again, I've been saying this for past couple weeks. 4 years since we played that team up north in the shoe.
I feel like there's gonna be someone. There always is someone random who makes a crazy impact in this game. Who do you see offensively being a person who can make a big impact?
Stover.
I like that one.
I like Kate Stover. I also like Julian Fleming. I mean, I know he's had a rough couple weeks.
I like Jaden Ballard. How about Jaden Ballard maybe getting in there?
I like Emeka Ibuka. I think they're going to key on Marvin Harrison, which is going to exploit the other receivers. And I think we're going to use Jackson Smith and Jigba like Alabama used Jalen Waddle against us.
That's fine. I like literally that. I mean, just make sure he doesn't get hurt. But like Waddle was very effective. I mean, we probably had tough Borland on him, but I remember watching that. He caught like 3 passes for like 60, 70 yards on a bum ankle, and he was like limping and still much faster than everyone. Well, what's good about JSN though too, he has such good hands. Like he could just catch it and do the old Tyler Lockett and just fall right down. Like, I mean, that works.
As long as he doesn't do what Deontay Johnson did at the Steelers game.
Oh yeah.
Just fall backwards.
Yeah.
Cost them a first down. Well, yeah, I think if Jackson Smith and Jigba plays, he's a decoy, 100%. I think Stroud wants his Heisman. Stroud is, I think he wants that Heisman. I really do, and I think he's going to go out and just play his best ball. We might see a different CJ Stroud than we ever have.
Here's a question for you. And what happens if Stroud goes down? Who's going in? It's the game cast. I need to know McCord or Brown. And like, I hate to bring up this situation, but like a couple of years ago with JT, like this needs to be brought up. Like, and also JT went down, and that's when Cardale come in. So like statistically, I think this game is probably one of the most brutal 4 QBs if you look at it.
I don't trust any of them. I really don't. We haven't seen enough. You have to go with Kyle McCord because he knows the offense.
Okay. Interesting. I'm kidding. I would probably say McCord. Offensively, who's toting the rock? Who's toting the rock?
Mayan Williams.
Mayan. No, you're not gonna ride the hot hand with Dallin?
Nope. I'm going with Mayan Williams and then Dallin Hayden.
Does Xavier Johnson and Trey, how many carries they get?
I think Trey gets more than Dallin Hayden, but I think there comes to a point where you're going to have to switch, though. But I think
Interesting.
I think you're going to see Stroud.
What do you mean by that?
I think it's going to be kind of like they're going to ride Mayan Williams when they give him a blow. Trey gets in there, he doesn't pick up a first down or something, and then like they have to come in and utilize Dallin Hayden.
I don't hate if they use him like that, though.
Right now, the weather's 54 degrees and 60% chance of rain.
Well, I mean, I kind of hope it does come down to running the ball. I know we could easily win with passing, but this is a game where I want our guys to be able to attack, if that makes sense. Like, this is the one game where we want to win the line of scrimmage and bully them. And if Mayan's healthy to go and like he's fully healthy, he's absolutely my guy for this game. Mitch Rossi, I think, needs to have a big day blocking along with Cade Stover. I think Cade Stover's blocking has not been great, by the way. It's actually been kind of an issue at times. I love him. I love watching him. He's a great player, but like he definitely needs to keep improving on his blocking. I really want to see our line dominate and attack them this year, because literally last year our line got manhandled by Hutchinson and Ojabu.
And I think they hear that. I think they know. I think they know, and they've heard it for a year that they're not physical, and I think you're going to see that.
Yeah, me too. I really do. Defensively, Cass, on Michigan, is there anyone that like really worries you? like last year with like Hutchinson. I'm not saying Hutchinson and Ojabo worried us, but at least they had a pedigree, or they had a name, they had statistics, they had.
Their D line worries me the most, but outside of that, they don't really worry me at all.
I just feel like they don't have anyone super dominant on their D line.
But they're solid.
They're solid, but they're not. I feel like I feel like Notre Dame's D line was way better.
Yeah,
and that's the honest. That's the honest truth.
They got that freshman that's pretty decent. That defensive tackle, he's a little bit small, and he was a wrestler, so I think he kind of worries me with his aggressive style, especially with Matthew Jones, who was banged up a little bit against Maryland. So I mean, we'll see. But outside of if Stroud had, Stroud throwing the ball, there's nobody on there that worries me. I don't think they can cover Marv. I don't think they can cover Mecca.
The only one who can cover Marv is just a bad ball. Like that's it. I was actually kind of upset that he didn't catch that one first down that like Stroud threw it, and like Marv came running and made the most incredible diving effort against Maryland, and the refs immediately ruled incomplete. And I remember in the Slack chat, I was like, me and Blake were like, I think he might have caught that. Please review that. And like, it was so close to being incomplete. I mean, he's such a freak. Like the only thing that can really stop Marv is a bad ball or Marv. Like it's not, the corners don't decide to stop him.
Right. So let's switch roles here. Let's talk about Ohio State defense. I think Jim Knowles has got something aggressive style. You got I think you might see Hickman move up into the box more.
I gotta say this.
I think Lathan Ransom's going to play that high safety with Denzel Burke and Cam Brown on the outside.
Tyleik Williams better play more than like 4. What did he play? 8 snaps last year. That man, I have not seen that man get pushed back on a running play once. If Michigan is going to be going run heavy against us, and they're like, you put that man in the game, because that drive, they will be forced to throw the ball. I need to put Tyleik Williams.
What if Ohio State does this? JT Tuimoloau, Zach Harrison, Michael Hall Jr., Tyleik Williams.
That's filthy. You can't stop that.
Jack Sawyer.
You can't stop. It's beautiful. That's perfect.
Tommy Eichenberg, Steel Chambers, Lathan Ransom, Denzel Burke, Cam Brown, and Ronnie Hickman. Just trot them out starting the game.
Literally.
Where's Blake Corum going?
He's not going. He's going home. He's going home.
By the way, I'm gonna go switch this real quick. I meant to say this. It just trained my thought real quick. I want to see Paris Johnson Jr. take a defensive lineman home like Michael Orr did in The Blind Side.
Would they call that targeting?
No, excessive personal foul, excessive blocking.
You're gonna. By the way, what did you think of the George Pickens ejection yesterday? I have him on my fantasy team.
What an idiot!
What? Because he tackled the guy on the onside kick.
He headbutted Tyler Boyd.
It was a little headbutt. It was a little kiss.
Still,
it was like a slow motion.
Like even the Steeler fans are saying, "What an idiot!"
Oh,
like he headbutted him, man. You can't do that.
Yeah.
Unless you're playing Michigan. I'm just kidding.
Okay, another question. What player on Michigan is going to start the fight? I feel like Donovan Edwards.
Some random third string linebacker who got tossed out because he swung the first punch and got Dontre Willis.
Who is most likely on Ohio State to get attacked?
Attacked? Oh, Cam Brown.
Jesse Mirko.
Cam Brown, just because of last year.
Oh, yeah.
There's some unfinished business from last year. I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
Let me tell you.
Are we concerned about the receivers?
No.
Not at all. You don't think Ronnie Bell could hit us big for once? Not like I think Ronnie Bell concerns me. I don't know how healthy he is.
He's okay. If I have to pick one, Ronnie Bell, yes.
Their tight end Schoonmaker also, I think, is pretty good at times.
Is he?
Yeah, I think he's good around the seams. Like I think he's he's not bad. He's a pretty good college tight end, honestly.
I just don't trust JJ McCarthy getting them the ball. I really don't. Because the Ohio State plays an aggressive style defense, but also JJ McCarthy can't throw the ball downfield more than 10 yards.
Yeah. No, I mean,
I think basically I said it right there at the top when we started talking about defense. You line that defensive front up, like I said, and then you got to force JJ McCarthy to throw the ball and beat you. You really do.
Do we think Harbaugh has any tricks up his sleeve?
Oh yeah, he tried to run a flea flicker against Michigan State when he's up by 3 touchdowns.
Yeah, I'm trying to think.
He's going to pull out all the stops to beat Ohio State.
Do you think what's more likely, onside kick or fake punt?
Fake punt.
Fake punt. Okay, we're gonna say fake punt. I'm just trying to think ahead here. Like what can we like see coming? Any targeting. Who is getting the targeting penalty? Because Ohio State has not had one this year. I feel like one had. Okay, we're gonna say Hickman. I would say maybe Michael Hall.
I'm going with a DB.
I can see Michael Hall on
actually
an effort
scratch
play
that.
down
I'm
the
going.
field.
I'm going Denzel Burke for some reason.
If Denzel Burke or Cam Brown gets a targeting, it's going to be a hype moment though. It's going to be a big hit, and it's going to be not saying targeting's ever worth it, but the way Denzel Burke's season's gone, if he just absolutely whops someone on that team up north and it has like no major outcome on the game, like I'd be kind of hyped. I'm not gonna lie, that'd be a great moment. We'll be posting that for like years to come. Like, oh, remember that hit?
Like the Shaun Wade hit.
Yeah. Even though that was not targeting.
And Zach Bourne.
I feel like though in this game they are lenient at times with it for the most part.
My thing is what the thing is what concerns me is how healthy Corum's going to be. He is the only one on that offense that really, really concerns me. Donovan Edwards maybe, but I think Blake Corum's the only one on that offense that really, really concerns me.
Corum showed he could beat us last year. Like luckily they don't have Hassan Haskins walking through that door. Thank God. But
we're calling UCLA for Nick Charbonnet back.
And they don't have the quarterback who beat us. They don't have McNamara.
My thing is for Michigan, JJ McCarthy goes down. You don't have Cade McNamara.
It's Warren Davis. We covered this.
You can't call Joe Milton because he's got to go start for Tennessee.
My guy.
Dan, this is the greatest week of in college football history.
It is. It really is.
It's rivalry week. That TikTok that you sent me summed it up, where the lady asked the dude what he had any plans for Thanksgiving weekend, and you have Friday, whatever that stupid trophy that Iowa and Nebraska play for. You have high noon, Ohio State, Michigan, 3:30 Auburn, Alabama. I think that's still on 3:30.
Yeah, Iron Bowl.
Florida State, Florida, Michigan State, Penn State for the Shillelagh Trophy. Notre Dame, USC.
That's a big one.
Finally, with some implications.
And you know what? How big would that be for Ohio State? I'm not gonna lie. If Ohio State does lose to Michigan, but Notre Dame comes up clutch and beats USC, that not only knocks USC out, that boosts Ohio State's one win. So that actually is probably the other one game we need Notre Dame to win. So they're absolutely going to get slaughtered. But like I don't think we need
Notre Dame to win. I just say we win, we're in. The only thing that concerns me is if we lose to Iowa in the Big Ten championship.
Clemson might not beat South Carolina.
Well, I think they will because I think South Carolina's going to live on that high.
I mean, they are, and that was
Spencer,
awesome.
Spencer Rattler cost me $500 this year. I dropped $10 on a plus 300 plus $3,000 3,000 odds for him to win the Heisman.
South Carolina's the Pat Beverly "I'm the man" meme, just like running around after getting the playoff game. Like at South Carolina, we knocked off Tennessee, like just running around. Like it doesn't count for anything. It's just hilarious.
I truly understand like this week is going to be so sweet. I mean, this game is going to be so much fun. And I can't wait. It's going to be a lot. Hopefully, I'll get done with Fox soon. So
I got the jitters already for this game, and I usually don't get those until like an hour before. I'm Monday and I have jitters. And I haven't really had this feeling since 2016, I would say.
I'm nervous about this game just because it's the Ohio State Michigan game. It's the game, but it's a nervous confident.
No,
I didn't have this last year
because they're coming to our dojo. They've hid too long. They somehow managed to not play us on our turf for what? 4 years. 4 years. And we're chomping at the bit. We're mad because we lost. You ducked us the year before. Like, winter's coming for you, Michigan.
The Rose Bowl is in your grasp.
How about the Orange Bowl?
I think
is that a playoff? That's a playoff game, is it?
No, Peach and Fiesta.
Yeah, how about the Orange Bowl?
Nah, they will go to the Rose Bowl. I think they will go to the Rose Bowl against Washington, maybe.
I like it. Oh man, we're about 50 seconds from Maui, the Maui Invitational tipping off. Well, more than 50 because it's Syracuse 63, Richmond 63. So this might go into overtime. But
hey Dan, let's get to our key. Hold on, before we get to our keys to victory. I've never done this, but we're going to do it anyways. Just because what it is this week. So here we go. Keys to victory.
Is he doing a PowerPoint?
No.
Oh, let's see it.
Oh, come on, ads. Stupid ads.
Well, luckily, I don't hear anything. Oh.
Okay.
There we go. Minimal ads. No free ads.
NTB's
oh, no.
Stupid ads.
From Big Brand.
It's the Black Friday ad.
Right now, buy 2 tires and get 2 free.
All right. Keys to victory. Here we go. Keys to victory, Dan.
That spin.
Everyday occurrences.
All right. As that video continues to play, as I stop sharing, I had to play that, Dan. I had to. I was trying to do the keys to victory with it playing in the background, but it didn't work. Keys to victory, just play some Buckeye football, smack them in the mouth, and just win the trenches and just beat that team up north. That's all I have.
My one key to victory is just don't get on the bus if you plan on catching the bus home. Like, this is a one-way trip, mate. Like this is the game. Like, you're probably not coming back from this. So, anyone out there, like this is like a one-way mission. Like, don't worry about the Big Ten championship. Don't worry about the playoff. Don't worry about the national championship. Don't worry about the NFL. Don't worry about your fucking, your econ 101. This is the game. So, and this is the only thing that matters. So just mentally, you just need to realize it's the guy who's willing to die who's going to win the fight. So
And if
I
you're,
gotta want it.
and if you're like if you're a freshman and your professor says you have to have an assignment, talk to the professor should know not to give me an assignment this week because my assignment is to beat that team up north.
Yeah, if the professor gave you an assignment, you give it to me and we'll take care of it for you. Like, no, like you get your butt in there and you make Ohio proud.
All right, score prediction, Dan. I'll give you mine. 38-27 Buckeyes.
$27-26 Buckeyes.
27-26.
Instant classic.
Absolutely.
Stroud throws a game-winning touchdown. Noah Ruggles hits the extra point. It's probably going to be like Ibuka.
How about we have another Tyvis Powell situation and Tanner McAllister.
They go for two.
Tanner McAllister intercepts the ball as they go for two.
Or
Better
even more,
yet,
Denzel Burke.
Zach Harrison strip sack.
That'd be sick. He's playing great, by the way.
By the way, I'm not even going to do any rivalry week pick'ems this week because I don't want to. All my focus is on the game, and that's it.
I agree. Actually, I'll do one pick'em. Can I do a tiebreaker with you? One tiebreaker. You can
Let's do one tiebreaker.
All right. My one tiebreaker. Hold on. What's the spread? Because I actually wanted to do this one game, and this is for all the marbles of this week. It's there it is. Late night game. Hold on. It still hasn't updated to this week. Not a late night game. Noon game. East Coastal Carolina at James Madison. This is actually a fun one. Like, this actually might be a decent game to like rewatch one time. JMU has a 63% chance winning. Coastal Carolina is the higher ranked team, 9-1. James Madison 7-3. Grayson McCall versus the JMU Dukies, the dynasty in Harrisonburg, Virginia. JMU is -13.5. Give me Coastal Carolina +13.5.
I will pick USC straight up to beat Notre Dame.
That's a good hedge. I like that hedge.
That's all I've got.
I mean, yeah, that's all I got. Maui Invitational is kicking off here in about 2 minutes. The game, I think, just ended. It's frustrating to see. Cash, I was getting ready for the game. I just want to touch on Maui real quick. I was getting really excited to watch us play San Diego State tonight. Didn't realize their best player is Jadon Lee. Guy averaged 3 points for us, and he is now playing for a team that has a 52% chance to beat us tonight, according to the ESPN basketball simulator or whatever. So our former transfer is probably going to beat us tonight. And he's their best player, and they're ranked, and we're not. So
and they play in a weaker conference.
They do. They 100% do. But it's a real shame. It's a real shame. But well, you know what? I'm gonna be positive. Like I said, if Ohio State does win the Maui, I'll wear a lei and like a Hawaiian shirt for like a week or something. So that's my bet. Justice Suing though is returning home. So let everyone know. Justice Suing return back to Hawaii. I think maybe we have a good shot here.
And on a brighter note, I don't care who you play. If you force 38 turnovers in a game, that's a good basketball team. Good job, Lady Buckeyes, against McKenzie State.
Yeah, very good. Very, very good.
So that's all I got. Go Bucks. Beat that team up north.
That's all I got. Go Bucks. And it's a bad day to be a skunk weasel.